Arnold Schwarzenegger, a name that's synonymous with action, muscle, and iconic quotes. But did you know that even in the face of a painful divorce, Arnold still managed to deliver humor? One of his funniest comments about his divorce from Maria Shriver may have surprised even his die-hard fans. It was not a comment you'd expect from someone whose life seemed so perfectly staged in the public eye. In the midst of the media frenzy surrounding their split, Arnold turned to his usual charm and wit, saying, "I guess I'm not just a bodybuilder, but also a full-time, full-hearted guy who does his best." His sense of humor during the aftermath of such a personal situation showed a different side of the man who spent years dominating Hollywood and bodybuilding. Divorce is never easy, especially when you're one of the world's most famous celebrities. The public eye never truly leaves you, and every move, every word gets scrutinized. In Arnold's case, his relationship with Maria Shriver was often seen as an embodiment of Hollywood glamour. When the couple announced their separation in 2011, the news shocked fans worldwide. But amid the speculation and rumors, Arnold's ability to find humor in such a personal tragedy made people see him as more human, less like the machine he once portrayed in films. Arnold's comment wasn't just funny, though. It was a reflection of his coping mechanism: humor. The former California governor and global superstar used it as a tool to navigate through the storm of his divorce. It's something we all can learn from, right? Using humor to deal with pain doesn't make the pain disappear, but it helps us find light in the darkest times. It's a powerful tool that, when used appropriately, can turn an unfortunate situation into a stepping stone for growth. Arnold may not have had the answers to every question thrown his way, but he sure knew how to lighten the mood when everyone expected him to be angry or upset. The way he approached his divorce may not have been the typical celebrity response. Instead of engaging in the usual tabloid drama, Arnold chose to make light of his situation. He didn't shy away from his mistakes or the things that led to his breakup. Instead, he used his humor to take some of the weight off of the difficult moments. As a public figure, this approach helped him maintain some level of dignity in an undeniably challenging chapter of his life. At one point, when the media's glare was at its harshest, Arnold said, "If I can go from Mr. Universe to Mr. Divorce, I'm sure I can survive anything." His ability to laugh at himself during such a trying time was not only refreshing but also very relatable. It showed the world that no one is perfect, and everyone has their struggles. We often put celebrities on pedestals assuming their lives are flawless, but Arnold reminded us that even the most successful people can face tough times. The fact that he was willing to talk openly about his struggles with a sense of humor made him more accessible. But let's not forget the pain behind the laughter. Divorce can take a toll on anyone, especially after being together for over 25 years, as Arnold and Maria had. It was a complicated situation, made even more difficult by the public nature of their lives. With kids involved, the split became even more challenging. Arnold's comment, although funny, also reflected his desire to maintain a connection with his children, despite the separation. Humor, after all, can soften the blow and allow for healing in a way that no other tool can. As the media's cameras snapped away, trying to catch Arnold's every move, he maintained a level of grace. There were no angry outbursts, no public displays of bitterness. Instead, he carried himself with a kind of humorous resilience. Arnold's funny remarks weren't just for the press. They were for himself, for his family, and perhaps for the fans who looked up to him, hoping to see that even someone as famous as him could navigate tough times with a sense of humor. His humor wasn't just a shield. It was a form of strength. It's easy to forget how vulnerable even the strongest people are. Arnold showed us that it's okay to laugh at life, even when things don't go as planned. He didn't try to make light of the seriousness of the situation, but found ways to cope with it in a way that was true to his character. Whether it was a joke or a comment about how he was doing, Arnold's approach helped him move forward. At the core of it all, Arnold's comment encapsulated what many of us need to hear. It's not about avoiding pain or pretending that life is perfect. It's about facing those challenges with courage and a little humor. He didn't just focus on his own feelings of failure or frustration, but used his sense of humor to connect with his audience on a deeper level. And in doing so, he gave us all permission to laugh in the face of adversity. As time passed after the divorce announcement, Arnold's humor continued to be a source of fascination for fans and media alike. His funniest comments didn't stop at his initial remark about being a full-time, full-hearted guy. He continued to crack jokes about the difficult moments of his life, always with a hint of self-awareness. "I used to lift weights, now I'm lifting spirits," Arnold quipped during an interview. It was clear that humor was his armor, his way of navigating the relentless public scrutiny. But Arnold wasn't just making light of his situation. He was using humor as a form of emotional intelligence. It's something we often overlook in difficult situations. The ability to find the humor, no matter how small, in even the most painful moments. Arnold's approach was a masterclass in emotional resilience. By choosing to laugh instead of wallow in sadness or anger, he was giving himself the space to heal. And by doing so publicly, he allowed others to see that healing wasn't about perfection, it was about progress. Of course, not everyone understood his jokes. Some criticized Arnold for seemingly not taking his divorce seriously enough. They wanted to see more emotion, more regret. But what Arnold was doing wasn't about avoiding accountability. It was about choosing his battles. He knew the press would continue to hound him, so why not face it with a smile? Why not take control of the narrative, even if only by a small margin? By making jokes, he disarmed the negativity and took the power away from the media. Through all the media frenzy, Arnold's humor allowed him to maintain a sense of dignity. He wasn't trying to erase the pain of the situation. Instead, he was trying to navigate it on his own terms. It's a valuable lesson for anyone going through tough times. The ability to laugh even when things seem bleak can help you hold on to your sense of self. Humor doesn't solve everything, but it makes the hard moments a little more bearable. This brings us to the power of emotional resilience. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a perfect example of how humor can be a powerful tool in overcoming personal challenges. He didn't let his divorce define him. Instead, he used humor to redefine his narrative. Through his jokes, Arnold reminded us that life is unpredictable, and sometimes the best way to face it is with a little laughter. As he continued to rise above the negativity, Arnold's comments about his divorce became a symbol of strength and humor in the face of adversity. They weren't just funny, they were deeply inspiring. Arnold had shown that the end of one chapter didn't have to be the end of the story. His life continued, and so did his ability to find humor in the face of it all. Now, before we end this video, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of Arnold's approach to his divorce? Do you believe humor can be a form of emotional resilience? Let us know. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories like this one. You won't want to miss what we have coming up next. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes life's hardest moments can lead to the most unexpected laughs. Keep going and keep laughing.